You wrote a very strong piece in the Herald Sun last week about the now famous, infamous brawl between James Packer and Packer-Gyngell, which embarrassed both, and police did take action on it.
Yeah.
You seem to me to be concerned that people were dismissing it as being harmless.
Yeah, look, there was a lot of chatter, wasn't there, for a couple of days about it, and there was a lot of people downplaying it as just boys being boys. But when I saw the footage, it was quite violent. Those people were quite angry, and Neil, it just didn't quite make sense to me that people in that position would think it was right or sensible to do that. It was also at a time where we had a couple of people killed with one punch. So it was just that bit about, hey, as a community, I would have much preferred to see us saying that this is not acceptable, and it's not in any way, shape or form. And look, the other piece is, if these had been two footballers, what would it have looked like? I suspect there would have been outrage, and people would have been calling for people to be sacked and stood down. But I don't know whether it's because of their position or not that it got treated a little more lightheartedly. Violence is never right, and I suspect those two men are very, very embarrassed about what happened, and so they should be.
Would they have been investigated in Victoria?
Look, if someone had made a complaint, we probably would have had a look at it. We probably would have had a look at it. They may well have got a phone call from their chief commissioner even.
You reckon you would have given their call? Come on. Well,
Neil, I've spoken for the last 12 months, and you've spoken about it, and other people have stood up and talked about men being violent towards each other, and it just undermines that message terribly. Violence in any form is not acceptable. Violence, street brawling, it's something you'd expect outside a nightclub at 3 o'clock in the morning, not with two of Australia's leading businessmen.
One thing I'd love to see, I don't think it'll ever happen, to get the two of them together in an anti-violence campaign. We are idiots, look what we did. It's a variation on the bloody idiot campaign.
Well, there's a challenge for you, Neil.
It's a big one.
Yeah.
Because as you say, I think they're both very embarrassed by it.
Yeah, but look, I don't know. It was just, I just felt strongly enough about it that something needed to be said. And again, it builds into my constant narrative. If we see things that aren't quite right, we need to stand up, and men need to stand up and make those comments.